Hi everyone, this is Ammon from BDMessenger, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to create a outreach campaign on BDMessenger platform using Sales Navigator. We do recommend that you use Sales Navigator, and the simple reason for that is because you have more filters to actually narrow down your ideal client profile. So first of all, let's go into Sales Navigator and I'll give you a quick overview on how to do a search. On the left-hand side of Sales Navigator, you will see filters, which you can use to find your target audience. So let's say we're looking for a particular job role. So first of all, let's pick a function, in fact, for a business. So let's say we're looking for a sales function within a business, and we click sales. You'll see on the right-hand side, there's 31 million results. So then what we would do is the geography. Are we looking for people within the United Kingdom? And the answer is yes, so we will include United Kingdom. Then you would possibly pick your industry or maybe enter a keyword, but here we're going to go for telecoms companies and we're going to include telecoms. So now we can see the results have come down to 28k, and what we're looking for is a result of around 2,500. If your results are within the hundreds, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get a good outreach. It could in fact mean that you'll get a better outreach simply because you've targeted down your ideal clients better. So you're not reaching out to people who you don't want to do business with, basically. So you would continue to bring down these filters, and I'm going to put director. So we're looking for a current job title must be a director. We don't mind any type of director. So when you press director, you can put director of operations, you could put sales director, and so forth. One thing to remember, a top tip would be on the right hand side, have a look at the people who are in your list and see if there's any job titles or anything that you can actually exclude from the search. So we've come across here, group sales director. So we don't want anyone who's a member of any group. So if you put group sales, and what we can then do is exclude that from the search. So as you're including, always consider excluding people out of the search as well. So we're now finished. We've got 2.5k results, and all we need to do an outreach to all the people on this list is copy the URL at the top of the screen, bring it into the BDMessenger software, and create a new campaign. I'm going to name this demo 1. It's always going to be best that you give it a title which is relevant to your search, so you remember what that search was and you don't perform the same results searches over and over again. Or maybe look at changing the demographics, maybe searching by town. For example, telecoms Birmingham, telecoms Coventry, telecoms London, just so you can see how things are performing and where you're getting a better outreach. So I'm going to hit the save button here. Now it gives us options on where we can pull those profiles from, and we're going to add from Sales Navigator. There's a box at the top where you just simply copy and paste the URL, hit the save button, and you'll see on the top it says update successful. And all we need to do now is configure the campaign, and it gives us a final view of the URL, which may be necessary for yourself to actually save it on a Word document in case you want to go back and do the same searches or add filters to that search. So at any point you can basically copy this URL, post it in any browser, and it will bring up that Sales Nav search for you that we've done earlier with all the filters also attached. So here we're going to configure the settings. We're going to enrich the data, which means it will extract their numbers and any contact information that's on their profiles, which is very useful. And then we're going to hit the save and continue button. You can create a sequence from scratch, but we're going to go with one from a template just to make the video shorter, and I will explain how and my method of thinking for when I created this campaign for my colleague Si. Now, these are steps that we have put in there and we have timed them accordingly. And what we're looking to achieve is for the recipient to see human interaction and not detect the fact that we are using software. So the first thing we're doing here is viewing their profile, and we're doing that instantly. And that means as soon as the software gets an opportunity to view their profile, it will perform that action. So always leave this at 0, 0. The second action that you take, always time it after, maybe 0.5 you can use for half an hour or 1 hour after. The reason being is if you perform actions almost immediately, they're going to see that it's humanly impossible for you to view their profile, send them a connection request and a message within milliseconds. So time it to make it human. So in this case, it will view their profile. 1 hour later, it'll view their profile again. Then what it will do is it will follow their profile, and I've purposely left it at 0, 0. So it will do that almost immediately after viewing their profile on step 2. After step 3 is performed, it will then perform step 4, which is like their most recent post. And it will again do that immediately, so that the person on the other side sees that you are engaging with them. Just to give you an idea of what they see, if you go to my notifications, you can see here that 27 people viewed my profile. And I can see what days they're viewing my profile and how often they're viewing my profile, which is a handy tool. So what may happen is they may reach out to you, say, hey, I noticed you're looking at my profile. Thank you very much. Was there any particular interest that you had? Then what we're doing in this case is an hour after, we're going to send them a connection request. In the connection request, you can put a message, but in this case, we have left it blank. Depending on what your objective is, it could be wise to use a connection message, but in some cases, it's better leaving it blank. But please feel free to reach out for further advice. On step 6, what will happen is after they accept the connection request, 1 day later, so we're not going in immediately, and this is where a lot of people will fail. They will leave this at 0, and once they connect, in milliseconds later, they will send a message, and the person on the other side comes to realize that it's completely impossible for you to be sitting there waiting for them to accept their connection request, for you to type a message in seconds and hit the return. So you always need to make sure there's a delay, maybe just a few hours, but for this one, we've gone in 1 day later. Then what will happen is if the person replies back, the software will stop sending messages out. And what it's basically asking you is whether you want to take over with human interaction or whether you want to continue sending the messages below. So what happens on step 7 is you would receive the following message. Hi, it will be the client's first name. One of the reasons I reached out is that we have developed a software that recruitment companies are biting our hands off for. This is how it works. You sync up your LinkedIn account to the software and tell it your ideal clients and the industries that you work in. Using your LinkedIn account, the software will send a connection request and start to engage with them all by itself. Can I arrange a demo for you? If you like what you see, you can have it for free for 14 days with no commitments. The best thing is if it only costs £79 per month per user, and we don't tie you into any contracts. Kind regards, Si, and hands together. So whilst you're typing these messages, you can enter the company name, talk about their job title, their first name. But yeah, the method of this campaign was and the method that we use here is to wait for that engagement, because you may send out 100 connection requests, but only 20 people engage. So use the software to get that engagement. Once they actually engage, then obviously take over with human interaction. They're your ideal clients. If they didn't respond to that message, what would happen after step 7 is another message would go out. And it's quite typical that somebody would see your offering and your message, but just wouldn't have the time to respond. So what you want to do is reach out again. Hi, they'll say their first name. I don't know if you've had a chance to read the above, but we'd really like to speak to you and give you a free demo. For recruiters, our software reduces their LinkedIn time by 80%, but also gives you a guaranteed better result. Can I book you a demo? As I said before, you can have it for free, so I can prove it works. Kind regards, Si. So this is the engagement that we've set up for this particular campaign. What you guys need to do on your side is think about how you would naturally engage with somebody on LinkedIn, or just feel free to reach out and ask for some support and advice. All you need to do here is hit the save if this was your campaign and start the campaign on the right hand side. But thank you for your time, guys. Please stay tuned to further updates and further videos. Really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.